Today I'm going to talk about Jane Austen's classic novel, Emma. Emma was first published in 1815, and I've read all of Austen's books, but what I really love about them is the use of language, all those parentheticals. The prose may take a bit of getting used to for the modern reader, but once you are used to it, it just flows beautifully off the pages. All 6 of Austen's books have similar settings in the 19th century among the landed gentry in England. This is Jane's own time, and she wrote about the life that she knew. Scholars dismissed her works as unimportant, maybe because they were written by a woman, or maybe they just classified them as pop culture. Unfortunately, Austen sold the rights to the books pre-publication and received little financial gain for them, despite the fact that they were bestsellers in her lifetime. The time that the books are set is referred to as the Regency era. It's characterized by being a highly stratified social structure in which decorum and proper etiquette were very important. Everyone had to defer to those people with a higher standing. No matter how rude they were, you had no choice but be respectful to the people above you. And you also respected such treatment from those below you. This creates a lot of tension among the characters, and Austen is able to transmit this through the book that you can almost feel it as you hold it in your hands. All the main characters are female. They're in the upper and upper middle class, and the plots revolve around the relationships principally among the women, but also their prospects of marriage, which ultimately is them trying to find their place in the world. However, we shouldn't dismiss Austen's work as simply 200-year-old chick lit, especially not Emma. Emma is neither a first-person narrative nor written as an external narration. In third-person narration, the narrator is telling the readers what happened. In first-person narration, the book is generally rendered in direct speech. In the case of Emma, the narrator tells us the story, but retaining the idiomatic qualities of the characters, so it's as if it sounds exactly like something that the characters would say. However, we still have the person of the narrator standing between us and the characters. Nowadays, this is referred to as free indirect style, and Austen was really the pioneer of this style, even though that was not recognized in her lifetime. Unfortunately, Jane Austen died in 1817 at the age of 41, just 2 years after the publication of Emma, and her family destroyed the vast majority of her letters and notes. So we don't know if it was her intent to create a new style, or if she was even had awareness that she was doing so, or if it was just a happy accident. In the book of Emma, Emma stands out among all of Jane Austen's characters as an anti-hero. She's spoiled, vain, conceited, a busybody, and at first it's very easy for the readers to dislike her. But as we follow her thoughts, particularly through this free and indirect style, we come to love her. Emma is the youngest daughter of a rich widower. She has a lot of leisure time and few responsibilities. She lives with her father on their estate in a rural village. This means that she has a higher social standing of nearly everyone in her immediate social circle. This social standing allows her to get away with a lot of bad behavior. The people around her have to defer to her, and in fact, many are trying to earn her favor. It's only her father who dotes on her, and Mr. Knightley, a neighbor who is also a landed gentleman, who can reprimand Emma for her rudeness and meddling in the lives of others. In some ways, my life when I was Emma's age was so different from hers, as is the lives of young women today. Today, we're dominated by internet and communication technologies that extend our reach way beyond the few miles that the characters in Emma circulated in. But in other ways, it's very easy for me to identify with her. like Emma, when I was in my early 20s, I had a lot of leisure time and few responsibilities. I was also prone to believe that I knew it all and that I had the answers to all of life's problems if only other people would behave in the way that I thought they should. The world would be a better place. This is perhaps common in the youth of every generation. By following Emma's thoughts through the free, indirect style, Austen allows us to see her growth, and which is also another timeless characteristic of youth. And it remains important today. I'm going to read a short quote from the book that shows both the free, indirect style and Emma's position in society. Mr. Knightley, in fact, was one of the few people who could see faults in Emma Woodhouse, and the only one who ever told her of them. And though this was not particularly agreeable to Emma herself, she knew it would be so much less so to her father, that she would not have had him suspect such circumstance as her not being thought perfect by everybody. Okay, so throughout the course of the book, we really see Emma's growth reflected in her interactions with other people, especially with Harriet. Her friend Harriet is an orphan who's sort of taken under Emma's wing. Emma is very much meddling in Harriet's life, and Harriet is flattered by Emma's attention. And in fact, she's very eager to please Emma and wants to follow Emma's advice. This nearly costs Harriet an opportunity to have a happy marriage, but I won't give away the ending. You'll have to read it for yourself. But if you do, I think you'll join into the feelings of revelation throughout the course of the book as Emma realizes that she's been ignorant of her own feelings and the feelings of others. This is something that remains relatable today. Because the book is 200 years old, it's available to us in economic editions or free electronically. The book was also been adapted to film more than 6 times, including most recently in February 2020. I'm sure that if you read it, you will enjoy it as much as I do.